the soft October light. It spills in stripes across the floorboards white. My coffee breathes a little cloud of steam, like every thought that never learned to speak. A quiet record hums a crooked tune. Old jazz guitar beneath the amber moon. The cups and spoons make tiny porcelain rhymes, keeping a rhythm with my restless mind. I turn the pages of a worn out book, then trade it for this empty waiting nook. A folded stack of paper by my hand, a fountain pen that shakes but understands. Your name sits quietly at the top of page, a single word that stretches through the days. I trace the letters like a secret door I've opened here 1,000 times before. Outside the street is painted gold and blue, with passing cars and people hurrying through. Their silhouettes slide past like little plays of lives that never touched our tangled days. A waitress wipes the same small wooden chair. She smiles once like she's seen me often there. I nod and hide a blush behind my cup. She knows I always come but never quite grow up. The lamp above my table glows and rings, a halo for the almost said out things. It wraps my elbows, ink stains, trembling wrists, and every half-formed word I still resist. So in this dusk, this quiet in-between, where day and night share just a moment seem, I breathe you in with every sip I take, and wonder which small truth I'll dare to write tonight. To write tonight, tonight. To write tonight. To first line always feels the hardest part. I tap the pen against my beating heart. I write, I hope you're well, then cross it out. It sounds too small for all I'm thinking about. I try again with lately I've been fine, but even ink won't let me tell that lie. The truth sits heavy waiting in my chest. It wants to spill but still it needs to rest. A couple near the window share a laugh, their hands entwined around a single glass. For just a breath my longing starts to sting, then softens into something almost sweet. I watch the sugar swirling in my cup, tiny galaxies that rise and then give up. They spin then fade into a gentle brown, like all the storms I never quite wrote down. The bell above the cafe door will someone steps out of their own life. I wonder if you ever walked on through to sit somewhere like this and think of me like I do you. The chair across from me stays mostly bare, just my old coat draped lightly over there. I place my bag where maybe you would be, a small pretend permission to feel we. At last I let the careful phrases go and write the only words I really know. I thought of you today when skies turn gold and all the distance didn't feel so cold. The letters lean together in the light like little houses lined up for the night. And as I see your name beside my own, this tiny cafe feels a little less alone. The waitress sets a cookie by my mug. On the house, she says with half a shrug. I thank her with a smile that doesn't break and circle one more sentence I might make. I write the city feels both full and thin. Some nights it's loud, some nights it lets me in. I pass the places where we used to meet and hear your footsteps echo in the street. I pause and let the ink just slowly dry. The words look braver than the ones I try to say out loud when someone asks of you. I always answer less than what is true. Outside a bike bell rings and fades away. A taxi honks impatient at the day. The cafe swallows all that distant noise and turns it into soft familiar poise. The jazz guitar slides gently through the air, each note like something tender, slightly rare. It twines around the letters on the page, a melody for feelings I can't gauge. I think about the time you loved this place, the way you traced the saucer with your thumb in space. You said I'd write a novel at this bar, then laughed and stole a sip of my cigar. That memory floats above my cooling drink, a little film projected as I think. I let it play without rewinding pain, just thankful that I knew you in that frame. Then quietly I add another line. I hope you found a corner full of light, a chair that makes you feel the way I do when dusk sits down and writes my thoughts of you. The candle on my table sighs and bends, a tiny dancer bowing to the end. Its wax runs slowly in a crooked trail. Like all the quiet ways, our contact failed. I write, I don't expect a note back soon, or any answer carved beneath the moon. I only wanted you to somehow know that in this little cafe I still glow. My handwriting tilts more than it once did. The lines lean left like secrets never hid. It feels like I'm not only talking to you, but to the version of myself you knew. The doorbell rings, a stranger steps inside. They shake off raindrops, scan the room, then slide into a booth that faces where I sit. Our eyes brush once, then both of us commit. Commit to giving space, to letting be, to gentle islands in a quiet sea. I turn back to the paper in my hand and let another fragile thought expand. I've learned to sit alone and still feel whole, to fill a chair without another soul. But when the evening light turns soft and gray, it's still your name that anchors down my day. I let that truth just shimmer on the page, not as a chain, but as a single wave. It rolls through all the spaces we once filled, then settles into something calm and still. The jazz piano lands on dusty chords, like worn-out floorboards learning new footfalls. The rhythm wraps itself around my knees, and for a moment all my edges ease. So I keep writing in this amber frame, not begging you to answer or to stay, just tracing who I've been since you've been gone, in every line that dusk keeps leaning on. Left a little stain on thumb, a small blue crescent where the words have run. I rub it gently, but I let it stay, a souvenir of what I chose to say. I write some days I almost call your name, and set a second cup out all the same. Then catch myself and smile at the scene, at how the heart repeats familiar things. I've met new faces, some are kind and bright. We talk of music, movies, wrong and right. But when they ask me who I used to be, I always picture us in this cafe. escape my lips. My coffee's gone, just chocolate at the tips. The spoon rests like a boat against the rim, a tiny traveler on a cooling brim. The door lets in a gust of evening wind. It flicks the pages like it wants to begin, to read the letter over shoulder high. I hold them still and laugh beneath my sigh. I've learned to love my quiet more, the way this chair can feel like a small shore, where waves of thought roll in and then retreat, and leave behind soft shells and gentler grief. Sometimes I write as if you're still right here, across this table, close and bright and near. Not to deny the miles or twist the truth, but to remember I once lived that youth. The waitress asks if I would like a top. I shake my head and let the offer drop. I'm saving room, I joke, for words instead. She laughs and nods, then gently walks ahead. The light outside turns deeper shade of wine, reflected in the glass in yours and mine. I see my letter growing line by line, a quiet bridge between our separate times. The ceiling fan moves slowly overhead. It stirs the dust of all the words I've said to you in letters, never in my voice, on pages where I always had a choice. I write, I used to wait for you to see the softer corners hidden inside me, the way I folded napkins when I spoke, the way I held my laughter like a cloak. But now I'm learning how to look as well, to read the stories that my own hands tell, the way I always find a window seat, the way I trace small patterns with my feet. I think I stayed so busy loving you, I never stopped to love the sight I grew, a person who can sit here on her own and still feel something golden when alone. The pen glides smoother now across the grain, like it's relieved I finally said my name. The letters curve and loop with gentle grace, a mirror of the calm upon my face. The upright bass hums softly through the floor, a heartbeat that I hadn't heard before. It thumps in time with something deep inside, a pulse that isn't borrowed from your stride. I glance around and notice how it feels simply be a soul among these meals, not half of some imagined perfect two, but one whole person writing, sipping true. So I add one more honest, tender line. I think I'm finally learning I'll mind. And whether you read this or let it go, I'm glad this little cafe helped me know. The streetlights blink awake along the road, their amber halos leaning through the glass. The cafe slowly shifts to evening mode, soft clinks and whispers in the fading night. I underline a sentence with my pen, the one that says I hope you're doing well. Then underneath I quietly amend, and I am learning how to treat myself. I think about the distance where you are, different cafes, a different set of stars. Perhaps you're stirring sugar just like this. Perhaps you've also made some kind of peace. The jazz band on the record changes tune, a saxophone sighs low beneath the moon. It curls around the edges of my note like smoky ribbon tying every quote. I wonder if I'll ever send these lines, or if they'll live in drawers and in my mind, a private bridge that only I can cross between the then we had and what I've lost. I write, it's not a letter you must read, it's more a place where I let my heart breathe. A small warm room built out of ink and dusk, where every word is kindness, not a task. The candle on my table dips once more, its little flame still holding like before. I shield it with my palm as if it were the fragile courage I found here in words. And as I sign my name beneath the glow, I let a final simple truth be shown, wherever life has carried me and you. I'm grateful for the part that loved you true. The pages slowly edge to an edge, like tucking blankets round a gentle pledge. The paper sighs the way the evening does, accepting everything just as it was. I slipped the letter in a waiting sleep. It's open mouth, unsure to stay or leave. An empty space where stamp and name could go. A door I'm not yet ready to let close. My fingers trace the envelope's blank face, imagining your address in careful grace. But something in me smiles and sets it down. Not every truth needs miles to wear a crown. The waitress brings the bill with quiet feet. She sets it down as softly as the beat that rises from the speakers near the bar. A lazy brush on drums, a lazy star. I thank her, drop some coins beside the plate. Enough for coffee and for time I ate. She nods as if she somehow understands the extra weight that left with all these plans. The window now reflects more room than street. My own reflection joining every seat. I see the lamp, the cup, the empty chair. I see a heart that's learning to be there. I tuck the letter gently in my bag, between a worn-out scarf and folded map. It doesn't have to travel to be real. It only had to let me finally feel. As I stand up, the wooden floorboards creak, a tiny chorus underneath my feet. They sing of all the evenings yet to be, of future letters that I'll write to me. The bell above the doorway rings once more. I push it gently, step out through the door. The street has changed its colors while I rode. Deep violets pooling round each passing coat. The air is cooler than it was at 4. A faint perfume of coffee at the door. I pull my jacket tighter around my frame and feel the letter leaning on my name. The cafe windows glow like picture frames, each table holding tiny quiet flames. From here I see the chair where I just sat, a little island where my heart unwrapped. Inside the jazz is muffled by the glass, just hints of sax and brushes as I pass. It feels like watching someone else's scene, a softer version of the one I've been. The pavement pavement shines with traces of the day, wet footprints blurring slowly into gray. I follow where the streetlights draw a line, a golden script across the avenue's spine. Cars roll by with faces in their glow, brief silhouettes I'll never truly know. I wonder how many letters write along, tucked into bags like half-remembered songs. I touch the zipper where my pages rest, a secret weight against my beating chest. They do not burn, they do not drag me down. They sit like feathers sewn into a gown. I realize as my footsteps find their pace, the cafe isn't just a single place. It lives now in the rhythm of my stride, a little room of dusk I hold inside. And while the night leans gently into blue, I feel a thread run softly back to you, not as a chain that pulls me out of line, but as proof I once loved and still am The sky above the rooftop slowly dims. A single star wakes up and softly swims between the wires stretched from pole to pole, like one bright dot above a quiet soul. My footsteps find the corner that I know, where buses sigh and traffic starts to slow. The city hum wraps gently round my ears, a woven blanket made of distant years. I think of all the versions of this night, where I stayed home and kept the curtains tight, where all these words stayed stuck behind my teeth and never felt the warmth of cafe seats. But here I am with ink upon my hands, a letter folded under evening lamps, a heart that let its tenderness be seen, if only by the walls and what they've been. I whisper thank you to the hidden room for holding me in all that amber gloom, for being there when I was not yet brave enough to say these things in any other place. The crosswalk blinks, a little walking man. I follow when he says it's safe again. And in the middle of the empty lane, I feel a gentle hush replace the strain. I don't vacant floor. I'll pour a drink, unfold a brand new page, and write to all the lives I've yet to taste. The cafe door will open, close, and ring. The dusk will wrap its ribbon round my ring, and somewhere under low and golden light, I'll write another letter to my life tonight. The window holds a soft October light. It spills in stripes across the floorboards white. My coffee breathes a little cloud of steam, like every thought that never learned to speak. A quiet record hums a crooked tune, old jazz guitar beneath the amber moon. The cups and spoons make tiny porcelain rhymes, keeping a rhythm with my restless mind. I turn the pages of a worn out book, then trade it for this empty waiting nook. A folded stack of paper by my hand, a fountain pen that shakes but understands. Your name sits quietly at the top of page, a single word that stretches through the days. I trace the letters like a secret door I've opened here 1,000 times before. Outside, the street is painted gold and blue, with passing cars and people hurrying through. Their silhouettes slide past like little plays of lives that never touched our tangled days. A waitress wipes the same small wooden chair. She smiles once, like she's seen me often there. I nod and hide a blush behind my cup. She knows I always come, but never quite grow up. The lamp above my table glows and rings, a halo for the almost set out things. It wraps my elbows, ink stains, trembling wrist, and every half-formed word I still resist. So in this dusk, this quiet in-between, where day and night share just a moment seem, I breathe you in with every sip I take, and wonder which small truth I'll dare to write tonight. first line always feels the hardest part. I tap the pen against my beating heart. I write, I hope you're well, and cross it out. It sounds too small for all I'm thinking about. I try again with lately I've been fine, but even ink won't let me tell that lie. The truth sits heavy waiting in my chest. It wants to spill, but still it needs to rest. A couple near the window share a laugh, their hands entwined around a single glass. For just a breath my longing starts to sting, then softens into something almost sweet. I watch the sugar swirling in my cup, tiny galaxies that rise and then give up. They spin then fade into a gentle brown, like all the storms I never quite wrote down. The bell above the cafe door will chime each time someone steps out of their own life. I wonder if you ever walked on through to sit somewhere like this and think of me like I do you. The chair across from me stays mostly bare, just my old coat draped lightly over there. I place my bag where maybe you would be, a small pretend permission to feel weak. At last I let the careful phrases go and write the only words I really know. I thought of you today when skies turned gold and all the distance didn't feel so cold. The letters lean together in the light, like little houses lined up for the night. And as I see your name beside my own, this tiny cafe feels a little less alone. Waitress sets a cookie by my mug. On the house, she says with half a shrug. I thank her with a smile that doesn't break, and circle one more sentence I might make. I write the city feels both full and thin. Some nights it's loud, some nights it lets me in. I pass the places where we used to meet and hear your footsteps echo in the street. I pause and let the ink just slowly dry. The words look braver than the ones I try. face swallows all that distant noise and turns it into soft, familiar poise. The jazz guitar slides gently through the air, each note like something tender, slightly rare. It twines around the letters on the page, a melody for feelings I can't gauge. The time you loved this place, the way you traced the saucer with your thumb in space. You said I'd write a novel at this bar, then laughed and stole a sip of my cigar. That memory floats above my cooling drink, a little film projected as I think. Play without rewinding pain, just thankful that I knew you in that frame. Then quietly I add another line. I hope you found a corner full of light, a chair that makes you feel the way I do. When dusk sits down and writes my thoughts of you. The ceiling fan moves slowly overhead. It stirs the dust of all the words I've said to you in letters, never in my voice, on pages where I always had a choice. I write, I used to wait for you to see the softer corners hidden inside me, the way I folded napkins when I spoke, the way I held my laughter like a cloak. But now I'm learning how to look as well, to read the stories that my own hands tell, the way I always find a window seat, the way I trace small patterns with my feet. I think I stayed so busy loving you, I never stopped to love the sight I grew, a person who can sit here on her own and still feel something golden when alone. The pen glides smoother now across the grain, like it's relieved I finally said my name. The letters curve and loop with gentle grace, a mirror of the calm upon my face. The upright bass hums softly through the floor, a heartbeat that I hadn't heard before. It thumps in time with something deep inside, a pulse that isn't borrowed from your stride. I glance around and notice how it feels to simply be a soul that this little cafe helped me know. The ink has left a little stain on thumb, a small blue crescent where the words have run. I rub it gently but I let it stay, a souvenir of what I chose to say. I write some days I almost call your name, and set a second cup out all the same. Then catch myself and smile at the scene, at how the heart repeats familiar things. I've met new faces, some are kind and bright. We talk of music, movies, wrong and right. But when they ask me who I used to be, I always picture us in this cafe seat. I pause and let a yawn escape my lips. My coffee's gone, just chocolate at the tips. The spoon rests like a boat against the rim, a tiny traveler on a cooling brim. The door lets in a gust of evening wind. It flicks the pages like it wants to begin, to read the letter over shoulder high. I hold them still and laugh beneath my sigh. I've learned to love my quiet more, the way this chair can feel like a small shore, where waves of thought roll in and then retreat, and leave behind soft shells and gentler grief. Sometimes I write as if you're still right here, across this table, close and bright and near. Not to deny the miles or twist the truth, but to remember I once lived that youth. The waitress asks if I would like a top. I shake my head and let the offer drop. I'm saving room, I joke for words instead. She laughs and nods, then gently walks ahead. The light outside turns deeper shade of wine, reflected in the glass in yours and mine. I see my letter growing, line by line, a quiet bridge between our separate times. The ceiling fan moves slowly overhead. It stirs the dust of all the words I've said to you in letters, never in my voice. on pages where I always had a choice. I write, I used to wait for you to see the softer corners hidden inside me, the way I folded napkins when I spoke, the way I held my laughter like a cloak. But now I'm learning how to look as well, to read the stories that my own hands tell, the way I always find a window seat, the way I trace small patterns with my feet. I think I stayed so busy loving you, I never stopped to love the sight I grew, a person who can sit here on her own and still feel something golden when alone. The pen glides smoother now across the grain, like it's relieved I finally said my name. The letters curve and loop with gentle grace, a mirror of the calm upon my face. The upright bass hums softly through the floor, a heartbeat that I hadn't heard before. It thumps in time with something deep inside, a pulse that isn't borrowed from your stride. I glance around and notice how it feels to simply be a soul among these meals, not half of some imagined perfect two, but one whole person writing, sipping true. So I add one more honest, tender line. I think I'm finally learning I am mine. And whether you read this or let it go, I'm glad this little cafe helped me know. The streetlights blink awake along the road, their amber halos leaning through the glass. The cafe slowly shifts to evening mode, soft clinks and whispers in the fading mass. I underline a sentence with my pen, the one that says I hope you're doing well. Then underneath I quietly amend, and I am learning how to treat myself. I think about the distance where you are, different cafes, a different set of stars. Perhaps you're stirring sugar just like this, perhaps you've also made some kind of peace. The jazz band on the record changes tune, a saxophone sighs low beneath the moon. It curls around the edges of my note, like smoky ribbon tying every quote. I wonder if I'll ever send these lines, or if they'll live in drawers and in my mind, a private bridge that only I can cross between the then we had and what I've lost. It's more a place where I let my heart breathe. A small warm room built out of ink and dusk, where every word is kindness, not a task. The candle on my table dips once more, its little flame still holding like before. I shield it with my palm as if it were the fragile courage I found here in words. And as I sign my name beneath the glow, I let a final simple truth be shown. Wherever life has carried me and you, I'm grateful for the part that loved you true. I fold the pages slowly, edge to edge, like tucking blankets round a gentle pledge. The paper sighs the way the evening does, accepting everything just as it was. I slip the letter in a waiting sleeve, its open mouth unsure to stay or leave. An empty space where stamp and name could go, a door I'm not yet ready to let close. My fingers trace the envelope's blank face, imagining your address in careful grace. But something in me smiles and sets it down. Not every truth needs miles to wear a crown. The waitress brings the bill with quiet feet. She sets it down as softly as the beat that rises from the speakers near the bar. A lazy brush on drums, a lazy star. I thank her, drop some coins beside the plate, enough for coffee and for time I ate. She nods as if she somehow understands the extra weight that left with all these plans. The window now reflects more room than street, my own reflection joining every seat. I see the lamp, the cup, the empty chair. I see a heart that's learning to be there. I tuck the letter gently in my bag, between a worn-out scarf and folded mouth. It doesn't have to travel to be real. It only had to let me finally feel. As I stand up, the wooden floorboards creak, a tiny chorus underneath my feet. of future letters that I'll write to me. The bell above the doorway rings once more. I push it gently, step out through the door. The street has changed its colors while I rode. Deep violets pooling round each passing coat. The air is cooler than it was at 4. A faint perfume of coffee at the door. I pull my jacket tight around my frame and feel the letter leaning on my name. The cafe windows glow like picture frames, each table holding tiny quiet flames. From here I see the chair where I just sat, a little island where my heart unwrapped. Inside the jazz is muffled by the glass, just hints of sax and brushes as I pass. It feels like watching someone else's scene, a softer version of the one I've been. The pavement shines with traces of the day, wet footprints blurring slowly into gray. I follow where the streetlights draw a line, a golden script across the avenue spine. Cars roll by with faces in their glow, brief silhouettes I'll never truly know. I wonder how many letters right along, tucked into bags like half-remembered songs. I touch the zipper where my pages rest, a secret weight against my beating chest. They do not burn, they do not drag me down. They sit like feathers sewn into a gown. I realize as my footsteps find their pace, the cafe isn't just a single place. It lives now in the rhythm of my stride, a little room of dusk I hold inside. And while the night leans gently into blue, I feel a thread run softly back to you, not as a chain that pulls me out of line, but as proof I once loved and still am The sky above the rooftops slowly dims. A single star wakes up and softly swims between the wires stretched from pole to pole, like one bright dot above a quiet soul. My footsteps find the corner that I know, where buses sigh and traffic starts to slow. The city hum wraps gently around my ears, a woven blanket made of distant years. I think of all the versions of this night, where I stayed home and kept the curtains tight, where all these words stayed stuck behind my teeth, and never felt the warmth of cafe seats. But here I am with ink upon my hands, a letter folded under evening lamps, a heart that let its tenderness be seen, if only by the walls and what they've been. I whisper thank you to the hidden room for holding me in all that amber gloom, for being there when I was not yet brave enough to say these things in any other place. The crosswalk blinks a little walking man. I follow when he says it's safe again. And in the middle of the empty lane, I feel a gentle hush replace the strain. I don't know if you'll ever read these lines, or if they'll simply live in drawers in time, but every word I wrote beneath that glow has made me softer, clearer than before. So if tomorrow finds me there once more, at that same table by the squeaking floor, I'll pour a drink, unfold a brand new page, and write to all the lives I've yet to taste. The cafe door